Hello and good morning. You are back with the crew. Wow, what a week. It's just like, it's amazing to me how much time and effort the media puts into extreme BS levels. It's like, really hard for me. Oh, thank you for being here. Love you guys. Glad to share some time with you all. We have so much to be thankful for. It's an amazing time in our lives right now, and that's what this video is about. It's amazing to me how they will paint a picture, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to use the lie word. I'm just going to say they're going to paint a picture of this is what's happening, and this is reality, and your reality is this. And if you don't see it like this, you're not living in the real world. The real world is what we tell you is on TV. No, that's not real. I mean, they tried to tell us what a brilliant mind the president had for all these years, and then clearly that was all not reality. I mean, you could spend 2 minutes listening to the guy and you go, well, he's losing it. He's losing parts of what, he used to once have, which used to be, from what I can tell, a brilliant mind. I don't know. I never really followed his career. As you know, I'm not really into politics. It's simply an example of, I don't think that if you believe everything on the TV is reality, that you are living in what could be your reality. In other words, you and I have bought a slew of cryptocurrency. I'm going to call them cryptocurrencies here. But in particular, the top 5 or 10 that I've told you that I really, really like. Well, things have come out in our government about manipulation and about the story I just told, about inaccuracies about what is. Well, many of us are kind of new to those manipulations, and we don't really understand how they take place and what they really mean in our lives. Most of my crew definitely understands what I'm about to say, but they tell you one thing and they convince the majority of the people to believe that's reality. Well, how I know that crypto in particular, and in particular XRP, is going to succeed is because it's the coins in which they hate the most, or should I say, tell stories about, such as Bitcoin. Oh, it's evil and it's baby poison, rat poison times 3. I've heard in the media. I've heard how Hamas was using it, and that was all completely a lie. And even if they were using it, it wasn't like used as much as the US dollar. All of these things that these politicians tell you is their reality, and they pump it through the television, which is absolutely the worst thing you could follow or watch or listen to, in my humble opinion. That's the quickest way to get your vibration anywhere but centered. It takes you on this fear train of emotions that doesn't allow you to think clearly, and it only allows you to listen to the new narrative and the new, oh, this party believes in that, and this party believes in this. All of that was the week that was. It all tells me that we're winning. It tells me that we're winning in a way that hopefully I can articulate to you here. Their deceptions have been the only thing they've ever had against crypto. They've never had logic, math, digits, protocols. This won't work because of this. This is not good for man because of that. You can't use it because it breaks these 10 laws. If you use that, it'll cost you more money and time and labor. They've never had any of those. They've never had anything legitimate against crypto. They've simply had bad actors, bad characters, which, Sam Bankman has given them that avenue. Planned or not, or part of the system or not, that's for you to decide. But all of those have been these puppets that have come on TV and said, oh, well, they're using it for these nefarious things, and people are being held ransom because if they don't give them the coins or the Bitcoins or the Ethereum or whatever it is, we're going to crash your whole computer set. All of that is FUD as you and I understand it to be. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If you've noticed, the FUD train has flipped. Maybe not the greatest analogy, but the FUD now is in the dollar and the system and the creation of them, and it's like people are waking up to the fact. It's like, well, wait a minute, it's going to use less electricity, it's more accountable, it's a better ledger, it's more transferable, everybody can do it globally, no country controls it. All of those things sound really good to me. Where's the problem here? What am I missing? Yet, if I try and do some business in a ruble or a yuan or a US dollar, I've got this whole mess of, oh, well, if you want to exchange the money, I get my commission. Oh, if you ever want to buy something using the US dollar, it has to sit in an account for 5 to 10 days. Or the market's only open, whatever it is, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You can't do anything other than that. You guys just be quiet and listen, because we're selling the greatest technology in the world, and any other technology that we haven't given our blessing to is stupid and useless, and only thieves use it. That narrative is dead. It's dying. Even with the general public, the general public's really burnt out on crypto because it's like they don't understand it enough. They have busy lives. Your brothers, sisters, and friends, you all know who I'm talking about. They don't have time for it. But I had a great little meeting last night in particular. I had a great meeting with somebody who's quite wealthy, and he told me I can no longer deny the existence of Bitcoin. And I said, oh, that's refreshing. And he said, yeah, I need you to explain it to me. And I said, look, I can't do that for you. I can't. It's bigger than Bitcoin, for number one. Number two, I need you to look at it as a crypto group. I need you to see what it solves. And I need you to focus upon what it solves. All the technology, the ability for all of us to transact instantly without paying a middleman is what I need you to focus on. And there's the top 10 coins. They all have their different abilities and strengths and great maneuverability within the future market needs and desire. They all fill a niche, if you will, and they all find a place because entrepreneurs who created these blockchains, who came along and created, Bitcoin and created XRP and XLM and these brilliant minds saw a problem, okay, and found a solution. And those solutions are exactly what we purchased. So that if one of the great things that I've learned over the last few years is the problem is the solution, right? When you find a problem, that's the solution. And I know that sounds a little different than what maybe you've ever heard it before. But when somebody tells you, oh, well, I can't send the money there, or remittance payments. Oh, I wanted to give my grandmother, overseas $100, but I had to actually send 130. That $30 of remittance payment, okay, is the problem. That's the solution, right? The solution comes from those $30. When you start thinking like that, you become an entrepreneur-minded person, and that's who all of you are. This is why your friends don't get crypto. They don't get crypto because they don't think in that manner. They don't think in solution-based orientation. They would like to. They admire people who do, people like Elon Musk and many other great minds out there who are solving problems at a rapid rate, to where his company isn't just about cars, it's about 10 other things, and he's solving these problems because he enjoys the problem. And like Einstein said you can't solve the problem from the problem. You can't use the tools that created the problem to fix it. The problem with the monetary system is being fixed by crypto. You can't use the old system to fix it. This is where you and I come in. This is where what you and I purchased is the single greatest purchase you probably ever made in your lifetime. It's no longer maybe. It's no longer, well, I don't know if the evening news is going to talk politely or good about it. Who cares what the evening? Have you seen their numbers? Have you seen the amount of people that actually watch those channels? It's absurd. They're nobody, and they're still telling the whole world they are somebody, right? Who cares? Who cares what they think? Evolution is going on without them. And they're stuck in the old business model and the old paradigm. And they're done for. You and I don't doubt what I just said whatsoever. You and I live in this space. But everybody out there is yet to understand that. And when you wrap your head around that, therein lies your opportunity. See, when 80% of the people on the planet don't live in the mindset of entrepreneur of the future technology in which you're living in already, in fact, they're fighting you against it, and they're trying to tell you why you're wrong all the time. I have debates with my friends, and it's comical. The ignorance of not understanding a better system that is more fair and more correct and on a perfect ledger that has never been cracked or hacked is astounding to me. It's mind-boggling. And then when you try and explain it to people, they calculate or they attack you from the old paradigm. Well, it can't be this because the government's going to destroy it. The elites are going to make it go away. That's all evolved. Past tense. They're arguably the positions of the two most important leader. I'm giving a lot of credit to the U.S. We don't know what this other new person running for president is going to be. But we know that the one that was president a few years ago and is in the lead and could be the next president is in favor of it. He has his own tokens. He has his own, network, Truth Social or whatever it's called. He understands networking. He understands the value of it. He understands the value of free speech in that sense. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the man. I get that. There's been a lot of bad people come along through the history of mankind that changed a lot of good things and made a lot of things happen. So it doesn't matter what you think. He's just a politician, for number one. But where I'm going with this whole video, and it'd be really nice, Allan, if you just get there already, is that you have succeeded in getting ahead of the herd. And the herd is coming. You can hear them coming. You can feel it. And the reason why you and I can hear it and feel it is because we're in the space every day. And it's not that I'm getting a ton of phone calls or emails from people like, hey, I've got to buy this thing tomorrow. We're not there yet. What I mean is, back in 2016, when I first started reading about these coins, I would have never believed, that politicians running for the president of the United States would basically build his platform on it. That's mind-boggling. We're a long ways from 2016. We're at a place that is going to prosper with all these coins. All of them are going to have boom years. Until they're eliminated technologically or socially with mankind and decided, well, I don't really need a Shiba coin. Until that day, Shiba's just going to go nowhere but up. That's not a price prediction. It's if you look at it in 2 to 4 or 5 year price periods, it's going up until it goes away because it's been replaced by something better. And speaking of that, there's a lot of people that tell me, oh, well, XRP is the best technology and it's going to succeed. I believe in that. That's what my shows are about. I totally believe in that. But if you really do the math, and if you really look around at some of the other technology, it's faster, it's just as efficient. And since everything is open source, there could be another one come along. I don't believe so, because of the people behind the Ripple company as a whole is so much more. It's times 10 any other coin as far as people support, in my opinion. On not just a network or social level, on a corporate level, it has people behind it. That's really important in these transitional years. But those of you who understand HBAR is faster, cheaper, and better in so many different ways, and it's not even on a blockchain. Well, that's a whole nother show. But those kind of technologies aren't going to happen tomorrow. The reason why they're not going to happen tomorrow is because the leap from going from where we were, the old Swift system, to a new RippleNet, in my opinion, or Ripple Labs angle, okay, if you will, of the future of money, is a 5 to 10 year transition, probably from 5 years ago. Okay? It's going to happen in the next 5 years or so. I'm just guessing. That's the way technology goes. But I find things going faster than ever before, so it's probably going to be adopted before that. Once you go from the old to this new system, it's going to be very difficult for somebody to come along and say, well, we're going to go to this HBAR deal. Now, HBAR is going to be used in many different angles. Don't get me wrong, and I love that coin. I love that project. And full disclosure, I own some HBAR. But my point is, you're not going to go from the horse and buggy to, a Ferrari. There was a lot of cars in there before you got to a Ferrari. And the Ferrari days are out ahead of us. But you've gone, the fundamental change from the old system to this new system is massive leap. And we got to get everybody to catch up to the speed in which just XRPL works at. Right? Once you get that, you're going to be in that for a decade, minimum, I would guess. Minimum, at least a decade. Anyway, I'm doing this video because I'm happy for us all. I'm proud of everybody that's followed me on this journey. But bigger than that, you followed your passion and your heart and your ability to see a perfect trade. Oh yeah, it's out in the distance. Some people have bought, XRP at a very low price, and some people bought Bitcoin at a whole lot cheaper price. And some people are already in profit. But that's not the profit I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the profit that is going to blow people's minds. Because let's do the math. The governments haven't adopted it. Banking hasn't adopted it. Billionaires haven't adopted it. Some have. They're coming, by the way, at a very fast rate. The wire networks, your stockbrokers, pure stockbrokers, not ETFs, pure stock houses, they have not even started selling cryptocurrencies yet. That's massive, okay? Your life insurance companies are going to start investing in these products, these secure products. That endowment of all these universities and everything else is going to come to the best collateralized asset ever created in the history of man. And I say that because I know gold used to be that, but universities never adopted any of that. And it's expensive, and then there's theft, and there's all sorts of problems. What's happening to you is the biggest revolution in finance or monetary history is happening now and the next 5 to 10 years. And what that tells me is not only are you going to be wealthy beyond what you are currently today, you own the companies, you own the platforms, you own the railroads, you own everything that is being constructed upon. You have no competition. There is no competition to Ripple. None. I'm sorry. There isn't. And in particular, if you own the top 5 coins, and I'm talking 5 in volume, There's no competition to those, or they would have come up the chart already, right? That would have happened. Governments aren't going to create a Bitcoin. They're not good at that. They can't. They're terrible at it. The Fed now is ridiculous. My point is, they're coming to what you own. You own it. And for the first time in the history of all mankind, the public, I heard 50 million Americans have a wallet. 50 million out of 300 million, 350 million Americans own crypto. Okay? 50 million people didn't own Google stock before it was adopted. They just didn't. And even then, it was like not the revolution that this is. I know Google was big, but I'm talking about changing monetary systems all around the world and the transactions of money. Unbelievable what that's going to do to commerce, to business, to the transactions of all mankind, and to your lifestyle is about to change in an immense way that is going to rock the world. And all it takes is what I talked about at the beginning of the video, was all of the haters. They didn't have any reason to hate, they just hated. They didn't have any substance behind their arguments. They didn't have anything that made any sense to any of us. They only said it was, baby poison times 3. When you hear lies come from people in the media like that, blatant lies that you and I know are not accurate, you know you bought the right item. I'm just so proud of you and where we're at, and it's evolving fast, guys, really fast. Stick around. I've got so much I'm following with the banking system right now and how they're converting in different areas on low level, and they're building it up from the bottom up around the world. Okay, with that, guys, I really want to tell everybody how much I appreciate you all, how much I thank you all for liking and subscribing, because this channel has blown up on me. I'm so excited to bring more content. I seem to resonate with the people that are in this. And if you like this kind of content, please like and share. And maybe you can stop by thestaplecrew.info and check out our other things that we offer. And I have financial stuff that I'm really working on right now that is going to improve your financial stability in the rest of your life, because you're going to be quite wealthy and you're going to not do well. I'm not accusing you of not understanding the monetary system. Most people don't. What I am saying is you're going to need some help from smarter people than me. You're going to need help who have been vetted and who are honest, and I believe in them, and they're not out there to turn and burn you and steal your money. And they're actually people who are going to work with you the rest of your life, and they're going to help you financially secure the greatest generational wealth transfer in the history of man that is coming to you. All right, guys, with that, I love you all. I'll be back.